Right, well, it's been 7 months since I last posted an update video. I had issues with my camera and SD card that I always used to use. I had a Chromebook which failed, got another one, and it wasn't until a month or so after using it that I realised it didn't have an SD port and I couldn't upload videos anymore. Anyway, shortly afterwards I was given an iPhone by one of my nephews, thanks Jake, and I thought I'd start making some videos on it, only to find that I could then no longer sign into my original YouTube account. I had more than a couple of goes, I had a few goes at it, got fed up with the job and gave up on it because I don't like technology very much. Anyway, week before last, a friend of mine took the phone out of my hands and he had it signed into my old YouTube account within minutes. So here we are, filming an update. I gotta say, when I first started taking videos and photos and uploading them onto the internet, it was primarily for my own benefit, in that I used them for reference during restorations. So I'd take a bunch of photographs, a video, and as I progressed through the restorations I'd often refer to these pictures and videos that I'd taken, and they've helped me out many a time. But I did notice a few folk had started taking interest in this restoration and leaving some comments, etc. So I thought it's only fair that I actually keep up with it and keep you informed as to what's gone on. So here we are. This is Brian, the Invacar 12E as he stands today, Valentine's Day 2023. You can see, for a start, he's now got his original wing mirror on. The acrylic wing mirrors were, I think, produced or definitely used on the Works mini rally cars, and I assume that Invacar thought, oh, there's a wing mirror that's a fraction of an ounce lighter, so we shall use them. Even that little job took a little time because I found that the semi-sphere sort of ball and socket joint, the bolt had corroded so badly when I went to take it apart. It sheared off, so I had to make a new one of them. Gave the wing mirror gentle going over with the Scotch-Brite to bring it back a little. It was very, very stained. Got a, I don't know, it's quite a nice finish to it. I know it would have been a much paler, probably cream colour originally, but anyhow, that's the original mirror back in situ. Have to excuse my fingers over the lens. I've no idea what I'm doing filming with this thing. In fact, I did film this video yesterday with the phone vertically, uploaded it onto YouTube, realised what I'd done and immediately deleted it because my mind couldn't cope with the fact that it wasn't a full screen. There we've got the horn in situ. It's exactly the same exterior as the original horn. I picked it up on eBay, but it was only a single terminal one, so I drilled a small hole in the body, riveted a spade onto it, so that's another little job done. Can't remember if that false door was on the last update. I think it possibly was, but we've now got windows. The window frame channels were rotted away, so went about forming up some channels, and then got some hex bar, milled a few thou off the bottom of it, and that enabled me to form this lip here by just going along with a hammer bit by bit, tap 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 tapping, and now we've got a slight lip on the top of the channel which retains the rubber. Rubber was a pain in the bum, couldn't find original size, so I bought oversized twin channel rubbers and then spent hours sanding them down to suit the channels. But they now work, the windows slide. The original window handles were completely rotted away, so I've started work on making some new ones. This handle here, oh, I don't know if we get it in focus, being the first one I've knocked up as per original pattern, but the originals were mild steel chrome plated, and I wasn't gonna go with the 120 or whatever pounds minimum charge of having a few little items chrome plated, so I've made those in stainless. That one was just my trial at making. See, they're slightly profiled with a slight hand grip. Right, what am I doing there? You can just about see the profile of it there. So yeah, another 3 of them to make up and then bond them to the windows. Big difference this side, we have a door. So the door end plate and the skin, I managed to get enough measurements off of the original to draw up a scale drawing and sent it off to a very helpful engineering company who laser cut out the parts I needed to fabricate the new door. Again, the window frame, this top with the tongue along it, which runs in a channel up here, that was all good to go again, down till around this point from where it had corroded away badly, and as at the bottom channel was next to nothing left of that. So as I said, the other side, made up some channels, cut the frame somewhere about here and welded the new section on. So that's that job done. Inside, with some of my muddle, you see I've made up a new shelf out of millboard. Excuse the wiring, I've still not finished it in its entirety, but there's the new millboard dash shelf, as per original. Made up a bit of a former out of some plywood and routed a channel into it to suit, so I could form these folds at the back. So yeah, routed a channel into this ply, got a piece of steel of a suitable thickness to hammer into that channel with the millboard between it, and that gave us quite a nice uniform crease. Again, I tried to stick to originality. Inside, what else have I done? Oh, the gentleman that I traded with to acquire this car, came at trumps. I called him crying one day saying I haven't got a Seba black box cover with my car, and he said, oh, I might have one knocking about, which he did. So this, the original Seba black box cover, must have come from another application, because you see where the cable goes into the side here, I had to cut that slot into there to accommodate the cable. Some of them used a solenoid to switch the contacts about, and this cover must have came from one of those applications. So carefully marked out exactly where I needed to cut the slot, and set about cutting it. So that's all good. What else have we got? Oh, of course, last time he never had any of that. Somewhere for the fumes to go. So again, I had just about enough left of the original exhaust to gain measurements, and set about making a new exhaust. Again, as per original, these is actually in sections, because I couldn't form these domes, these radius ends. So good chap Ben at Rayson's Exhausts said he could do them for me, and we spoke a little bit about what was going on, and yeah, he kindly worked out these radius ends. Of course I could have just put a flat end on it, but that wouldn't have been as per original. So yeah, he set about doing them for me, and he also did the tube bending, because he knows what he's doing and I don't. So he was very helpful, and yeah, he was glad to work on something where it was going to be done as per original. What have we got here? Inside the Villiers 11E unit, we now have new clutch plates. When I first took the car out for its initial trial runs, I found I was getting clutch slip. Thought it was maybe just that they were bedding down, but then because I'd actually taken various clutch plates from the 3 different power units that I had, the best ones I could see amongst the 3 sets. Anyway, those were steel with bonded friction material upon them. The intermediate plates were steel discs, but with slots cut into them. Upon speaking to one of the Villiers experts, he said that I shouldn't be running the ones with the steel plates with the bonded material with the slotted intermediate plates. So he said that they should definitely be run with the Capasco plates, which the clutch plates in their entirety are made of friction material. There's no steel plate backing. Since I've installed them, I had a bit of clutch drag at first, but now they're bedding in, everything seems good. There's still a tiny bit of drag, but I've not done that many miles on them yet. And yeah, clutch slip very nearly eliminated now. Give it a few more miles and I'm pretty confident we'll have no slip and hopefully no drag. But as I say, I want to give it a few more miles before I come to any conclusions on that. See, there's a bit of Castrol TQF coming out of the breather there. I think that is because I've overfilled it. It's all new seals in the engine, so it shouldn't be getting any pressurization in there, other than the expansion from the clutch getting a bit warmer. But yeah, I think that I've put too much lubricant in there, and it's getting slung about the clutch basket and making its way out of that little vent hole in the middle of the cap. And I think that's about, oh, also you see, if you recall, I made that heat exchanger. Well, it now has its hoses connected up and the heating is working. I had a bit of a problem with the slave cylinder. At the very bottom of its stroke it was a bit tight, so a friend of mine brought over some 3/4 bar and some diamond lapping paste, and sure enough put that down the bore and it was turning freely until the very bottom of the stroke. There was a bit of an imperfection, corrosion. Anyway, a few turns back and forth of the bar with the paste on the end and it was free. So now the clutch slave cylinder is travelling nicely. So we're all getting there. One last note. I said I'm now filming on an iPhone. I just bought that, and before too long I'll have a go at making a bit of footage of actually going out for a run in Brian the 12E Invacar, which I'm sure will be very shaky and very noisy, but we shall have a go. Righto. There he be in all his glory. Cheerio for now.